The essence of this engagement series was to address the current rights-harming implications of existing digital laws and propose forward-looking amendments capable of adapting to the evolving digital landscape. We seek to safeguard digital freedoms for all, including the right to privacy, freedom of expression online, and meaningful access to the internet. The need to align this bill with the international human rights standards cannot be overstated.
It is with a deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you on this auspicious second day of the Digital Policy Engagement Series. The protection of digital rights and the preservation of civil liberties in the digital realm. As we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of technology, it is imperative that we remain vigilant in safeguarding the fundamental rights and freedoms that define our democracy.
If passed into law, the Digital Rights and Freedoms Bill will be an act that provides for the protection of human rights online and guaranteeing the application and enforcement of human rights for users of digital platforms and/or digital media. As stakeholders, we must all do our part to ensure that the bill is passed into law so that Nigerians can be protected in an online environment that guarantees them the same rights online as offline.
The judiciary were saying that those interpretations that they are giving and having huge impact on the enjoyment of digital rights, however you want to look at it. So we need to engage the judiciary more, and I'm happy that we are already doing that. Paradigm Initiative has started. ASF France also has started. But one of the things we can do is to try to coordinate the efforts and try to scale up.
We know that there is an issue. We know that we have the adversarial system. But I know that Nigeria has ratified the ICCPR, that's the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Nigeria has ratified the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, right? And whatever comes before a judge, they can use those rights, they can use those laws to buttress whatever decision they make.
One of the provisions that I think has been the most used provision of the Act and most abused provision of the Act was the previous section 24 of the Act that was basically used to shut down anybody who said anything that government did not like or was negative or critical of the government, and was used across board, whether for journalists, bloggers, civil society, or just ordinary citizens who are commenting on issues. That provision was used to go after them.
We understand that in an era where technology is rapidly evolving and permeating every aspect of our lives, the role of data protection regulators has become increasingly pivotal in shaping the trajectory of ICT development and, of course, the digital space. As we navigate these complexities, it is imperative that we prioritize data protection, individuals' privacy, and personal data.
On data abuse impunity, I'm glad that Paradigm Initiative is working with the Data Protection Commission. This afternoon, we'll finish the draft of the General Application Implementation Directive, and that will help with enforcement. On surveillance, I have nothing but advice to the Tinubu government. Keep investing on surveillance, and when you leave, you will get the Asuki treatment.
The parliament follows legislative processes and the parliamentary procedures. But I've noticed that, like the civil society, when you bring your matter to parliament, it's like dumping. You dump and then you step back and you begin to say parliament didn't do this or that. But I'm advocating right now for a continuous engagement.
So for us in NIDA, we call it regulatory sensing, the ability to make sure we're present whenever there are stakeholders having an engagement so that we listen and we learn from the conversation. And today I can assure you that we're committed, we've listened, we will take all these feedbacks and make sure whenever we're doing anything in the agency, we improve our internal and external processes.
We all gathered here in collaboration because we want to build a resilient, inclusive, and democratic digital society that respects and promotes human rights. As we advocate for the passage of this bill and the amendments of rights-harming legislation, we are advocating for a future where every Nigerian can freely, safely, and equitably participate in the digital world, assured that their rights are protected and their potential can be fully realized.